Today you will hear a story about birds. When the story starts, the birds are living in a place where the weather is about to change, and it will start to get cold for the winter. Many birds do not like it when the weather gets cold. They don't like feeling cold, and they have greater difficulty finding the kinds of foods they usually eat, like plants and insects. Do you have any idea what birds might do if the place where they are living gets cold and there is no food? Many birds move or fly as a group to a different, warmer place to live during the winter. When birds do this, we say they fly south for the winter because it stays warmer in the south and there is plenty of food. Have you ever seen flocks of birds flying south for the winter? The title of the story we're going to read today is How Turtle Cracked His Shell. In this story, you will hear about a turtle who wants to fly south for the winter with a group of birds. Listen carefully to find out what happens in the story and how turtles got lines on the back of their shells. It was the time of the year when the yellow leaves started falling from the aspen trees. Turtle was walking about on the ground. Up above him, he saw many birds gathering together in the trees. They were making a lot of noise. Turtle was curious to know what was happening. "Don't you know?" the birds said. "We're getting ready to fly south for the winter." "Why are you going to do that?" asked Turtle. "Don't you know anything?" answered the birds. "Soon it's going to be very cold here. The snow will begin to fall. There won't be much food to eat. Down south it will be warm. It seems like summer there all the time, and there's plenty of food." As soon as the birds mentioned food, Turtle became more interested. "Can I come with you?" he asked. "You have to be able to fly to go south with us," said the birds. "You are a turtle, and you can't fly." Turtle would not give up. "Isn't there some way you could take me along?" he asked. He begged and he pleaded. Finally, just to get him to stop bothering them, the birds agreed. "Look here," they said. "Can you use your mouth to hold on tightly to a stick?" "That's no problem at all," Turtle said. "Once I grab onto something with my mouth, no one can make me let go." "Good," said the birds. "Then you hold on tightly to this stick. Two of us will grab the ends with our feet. That way we can lift you up and carry you on our way south. But remember, keep your mouth shut." "That's easy," said Turtle. "Now let's go south where it seems like summer with all that food." Turtle grabbed onto the middle of the stick. Two big birds came and grabbed each end. They flapped their wings hard and lifted Turtle off the ground. Soon, Turtle and the birds were high in the sky, heading south. Turtle had never been so high off the ground before. He liked it. He could look down and see how small everything looked. But before he and the birds had gone very far, he began to wonder where they were. He wondered about the lake down below him and the hills beyond. He wondered how far they had come. He wondered how far they would have to go to get where summer lived. He wanted to ask the two birds these questions. However, he couldn't talk with his mouth tightly closed on the stick. Turtle tried rolling his eyes to get the birds' attention, but the two birds just kept on flying. Then Turtle tried waving his legs at them. The birds acted as if they didn't even notice. Now Turtle was getting upset. Turtle thought the least they could do was tell him where they were. "Mm-hmm," said Turtle, trying to get their attention, but it didn't work. Boys and girls, what would happen if Turtle opened his mouth to talk? Finally, Turtle lost his temper. "Why don't you listen to?" was all he said. As soon as he opened his mouth to speak, he let go of the stick and started to fall. Down and down he fell, a long, long way. Turtle was so frightened that he pulled his legs and his head into his shell for protection. He hit the ground hard, which made him ache all over. He ached so much he didn't even notice that his shell had cracked all over when he landed. Turtle was very unhappy. He wanted to get as far away from the sky as he possibly could. He found a pond and crawled into it. He swam down through the water to the pond's bottom. Once there, he dug deep into the mud. Then he fell asleep. He slept all through the winter and didn't wake up until the spring. Boys and girls, Turtle was hibernating. When animals hibernate, they go to a warm, safe place and sleep during the cold winter. When he woke up, he was very proud of all the cracks still showing on his shell. Ever since then, every turtle's shell has looked like it has cracks all over it, and birds still fly south for the winter. However, turtles pull their legs and heads into their shells, curl up, and sleep the winter away. Okay, now I'm going to ask you some questions about the story we just read. First question. Which characters in the story helped Turtle go south for the winter? Two birds helped carry the turtle with them when they flew south. How did they help him? The turtle held onto a stick with his mouth, and then the birds held onto the ends of the stick while they were flying. Next question. Why did the turtle get mad during his trip? He wanted to know where he was, but he couldn't get the birds' attention. Next question. What happened when Turtle lost his temper and opened his mouth to yell at the birds? The turtle fell to the ground. Next question. How did Turtle get all of the cracks on his shell? The turtle got the cracks on his shell from falling on it. Next question. What parts of this story do you think are pretend? Birds and turtles can't talk, so that part of the story is pretend or make-believe. Are there other parts of the story that could be real? Yes, birds do fly south for the winter, and turtles do have cracks on their shells.